This is a city. Some call it Denton, Texas.
We call it ReaperLand.
We
There
call
we
it ReaperLand.
ReaperLand?
We're
We
here.
are live.
Hey, everybody.
ReaperLand.
How's it go?
Everybody's here in chat.
I'm not finding that story, Justin. So you'll have to explain it better. Anyway, just
Welcome,
remove
everybody.
the knot. What did
The not
radio
ordained.
do to you? Oh, the not ordained.
We're talking-
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
No, I'm afraid everything would blow up if I got ordained. You know how it is. So, John, how you feeling?
I'm doing good. Today is probably the best day I felt all week. Everybody knows that I'm recovering from being sick. I think Ed's back already.
Yeah.
The shop's coming back to normal. I'll be back on Monday inside the shop. I have a bunch of molds to make, so I'm a little bit behind. But I feel much better today. No more, obviously, my fever's been gone for a long time. You can probably still hear it in my voice. My throat's still a little phlegmy, but I'm good otherwise. A little bit of low energy. Probably I don't know why. I didn't have a good breakfast. I have no idea, but I'm doing good. I'm doing good otherwise. Yeah, people are saying my head sounds like it's a little plugged. It does. Yeah, I can breathe just fine. It's just my throat feels a little phlegmy. Yeah.
So it is Friday. Thank God it's Friday. It's been a week.
Yeah, thank goodness. Yesterday felt like my Friday to me, but with Reaper Live and everything, and I was like, okay, well, we're done.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So we showed off the shimmer scale dragon, the fairy dragon last night, and I took that render and I put it on all of our social medias and everything, and it like went wild. It's like doing really well.
It's a cool sculpt, definitely.
It's very
Justin,
good.
do you still
Christine
have that?
did a good job.
Sorry, say that again.
Probably not in this scene, right?
Trying to drag you back into the chat here, Justin.
Oh, I'm here.
We were talking about shimmer scale.
Do you have the thing from last night?
Yeah, let me see here. Let me see if I saved it. I did not, but I can grab it real fast.
You know where it's at.
I do.
But it's doing really well and stuff. Everybody's talking about it on Twitter and Instagram and everything. But it's a really good piece. So
yeah,
really good renders. Just want to say thank you to Kyle. He's doing some really good renders. And so I like doing renders. And
there you go.
I like
just
they're really good for
awesome
socials
right there.
It is. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm. So good. I didn't know how big it was either until Ron talked about it last night. It being 7 inches tall is pretty big. So that's a good way to capstone that expansion. So
the fairy dragon, according to Valandar the Red, the fairy dragon's name is Missy Sassy Prissy Paws.
oh, because of her, she has like these little.
Yeah, we're gonna have to just get that past Katie for the naming on the cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is a cool piece. I think Christine outdid herself.
Yeah, I think it was the second dragon she's ever done for us, and I think probably the second dragon she's probably done ever. In terms of like kind of larger, bigger dragons, she did the 3 fairy dragons as well, in addition to this one, but really nice. She did the gem dragon in Bones 5, the crystal dragon.
Oh, did she? Okay.
And so this is
usually I rely on Ron for all that info, but you're doing very well, John.
Yeah, I did. I got a lot of stuff beforehand this time around. When we did Bones 5, me and Dave were just like, "Hey, go on the stream. Here you go."
Yeah.
And then we didn't know
who
any
did
of
that?
the Kickstarter.
I don't know.
I had no idea. But this time I wanted to be a little bit more prepared.
Yeah, you're very well prepared this time.
But
the
super
only
fun.
thing I haven't heard yet is your cowbell.
Oh yeah, that'll be at the Kickstarter party. I think I saw Graz in chat. Graz, if you'll come to the Kickstarter party, bring your cowbell.
There you go.
You need a second Bone Queen. But there's your Bone 6 stuff. We'll be talking about Bone 6 later. Right now it's ReaperLand. We'll just talk about our weeks and what's been going on. For me, I talked a little bit about it last night. There's 2 things I kind of want to talk about is the Color Guard World Championships is going on. It's kind of my past and a little bit of my passions. And then something happened this past week on a subreddit called r/place. It's an event that happens every 5 years, and I didn't know about it until Trashorama sent me a message about it. He said, "Hey, did you see that this thing's going on?" And then I looked on Twitch, and there was a bunch of Twitch streamers doing it, and I was like, "What is going on?" And we're going to talk about that a little bit later, but I want to talk about Color Guard first. It's just cool to see because I retired in 2016, and
And you seem so young to retire.
yeah, oh, physical activity like that, you retire early because it's kind of hard on your body, I guess. Like that's why dancers retire at like 28, 30, professionally. They still teach and they still do stuff and they're still active, but they don't do it like for competition and things like that. Generally past a certain age. Um, and like same thing for pro athletes, even though there's some football players that are like what? Who's the oldest football player? Is he like 40? Is that right?
I don't know.
Last
Justin.
year it was Whitworth, I think the O
Whitworth.
lineman for the Rams, and I
Yeah.
believe that I want to say he was in his 40s.
Yeah, he
Um,
was in his 40s. I think he was like 41, 42.
Actually,
Um,
fun little football statistic to add on to what you're saying, John. That's incredibly related.
mhm.
Scotty texted me this morning as a side note. Did you know that Jerry Rice had 185 catches, 2,400 yards, and 12 touchdowns after turning 40? Fun fact: only two other people have done that, and they weren't wide receivers. And you know what they totaled? 6 yards combined.
Oh,
One of them was Brett Favre that caught a catch, and the other was Tom Brady. One was for -2, and the other was for 6. I'm sorry, 4 yards combined. So
okay.
the moral of the story is at that position, no one plays past 40. So
Mhm.
there are
Mm.
exceptions to your point, but for
And
the
how
Yeah,
old are
most
yeah,
you,
yeah,
part,
yeah.
John?
people retire early.
How old are you?
I'm 30, 31. I'm 31.
31. And you have these others over here at 40. I think you just got out too early. I think you should still be in color guard.
I could go back in if I wanted to. I
Yeah.
could go to auditions and stuff coming
Okay,
up in like
okay, Uncle
6 months or
Rico.
so. And come out of retirement.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I can go to the clubs. I can still get
yeah,
girls in the
Can you
clubs.
throw a
I'm
football over
still
that
good.
mountain too, John?
Yeah, I can. Um, and it's just cool to see because a lot of the people that I performed with, that I was in the activity with, they're all gone now, or they're teaching, um, and then the people that were older than us, they're now judges or
Yeah.
doing symposiums and things like that. So it's just the natural progression of pretty much anything, where you're in it and then you teach it and then you judge it or you commentate on it. Like football players, they become commentators and stuff, or they're coaches and so forth and so on. So it's just cool to see. Um, it's a little weird because when I used to perform and I used to go to the world championships and stuff, you would see everybody down on the floors and you would know everybody and all the other guards that were performing, and now I don't know anybody. So you're just like looking at all the people performing and you're like, "Oh,
Now
this is the
now
new generation."
you
Yeah,
could go down there and say, "Well, back in my day, we used to
correct. Or I have the jacket with all the patches on it and all the years and all, those guys. But it's been fun to watch. And it's cool that they stream it so that way I could watch it from home. I don't have to go up there to watch it. Especially since I have COVID and stuff, I can't go. But it's nice to watch it. And I've been texting everybody that's there, all my friends that are there. We're talking about all the shows and stuff everybody's watching. So it's just fun. I probably would have gone if we didn't do Kickstarter and I wasn't sick. I probably would go up there. It's in Ohio, by the way. All shout out to all you Ohio people. Um, it's in Dayton, Ohio, and it's
Mm,
the 45th anniversary, I think, of WGI this year. Oh, it's been around for
Dayton."
45 years. Yeah, Dayton. It's the only thing that ever happens there. I think the only other thing that's in Dayton, correct me, is anybody in from Ohio in chat? That's where the White Brothers Museum is. So that's the only
Where?
other thing that I can think of that's there. Dayton, Ohio.
Wouldn't it be in
Oh, it's
North
in
Carolina?
Columbus.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's in Columbus. Sorry. I mean, it's in Ohio, but
Hmm.
Columbus is like what, 30 minutes away or 20 minutes away from Dayton? They're all close.
Oh, that's right. Ohio claims to be the birthplace of aviation, not North Carolina.
Hmm. It's the Air Force Museum, the White Brothers Air Force Museum.
Hmm.
Yeah, but maybe we'll. I think I've shown some videos off before. Maybe I'll get some videos and show you guys. But um, yeah. Dayton used to have a hockey team. Used to. Yeah. It's always gray there. So the joke is that every time we go up there, it's always like cloudy and gray. It looks like a post-apocalyptic city. Uh, it's just always gray.
Now you sound like the beginning of Zombieland. This is Garland, Texas. It
Yeah.
just looks that
Yeah.
way.
That's funny. It's yeah, it's I wouldn't want to live there if it was me. No offense to anybody that lives in Dayton, but
Let's see. Madman is asking about the game store update. No, we
oh
are
yeah.
still putting the finishing touches and the minor details, but in fact, we were talking with our contractor. The plans call for 42,000 watt breaker, and that has to be custom made. And so we're still the story we're getting is April 29th. My Ed is currently discussing with the architect because he has to sign off on everything. Uh, that can we change the plans up and have some other substitute, a series of breakers or something, because this is killing us. And but he hasn't gotten a reply yet on that. Um Outside of that, no. I mean, we just need to. They're putting in some of the display cases. They're building a handicap ramp, uh, and that's
The
kind of
front
about it.
desks, I
The
think I
front
saw.
desks, yeah, but April, yeah, yeah, exactly, Valender. April 32nd. My God, this just keeps going on and
Mm.
on. But
I think most of it's done.
yeah, it is. It is. I mean, literally, if we had the breakers in there, theoretically, we could already be open, and Ruben, our contractor, could just be putting finishing touches in there while the store is open. But
Hmm.
anyway,
Yeah,
uh,
I'm excited. If you go in there right now, you'll see like all the outlets on the walls and stuff. They're all like hanging down because they're just waiting to be like
actually,
fully put into the
actually,
walls.
no, he actually put them into the walls. I was there today
Oh, okay,
talking with him.
got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's the one thing he's working on the inside is the cash register display area, the display racks, and then that sort of
Hmm.
stuff. So
Nice,
yeah,
custom built display racks.
yeah,
Awesome. I can't wait. Maybe, if you guys come to the Kickstarter party, we'll probably walk over there and let people take a look on the inside and see what's going on.
yeah, yeah.
It'll be empty,
Hopefully,
obviously, but
yeah, yeah. April 29th. Yeah, yeah. It
you can see
won't.
where it's at, like what it looks like.
Yeah, yeah. Just so you know that I'm not lying to you. It's like, okay, Dave,
Yeah.
go around with your camera. Okay, I think he's
Hmm.
telling the truth.
Yeah, maybe we can take people into the studio. We could do maybe like a big tour where everybody goes and we all do a big walk around or something.
Yeah,
I
Madman,
don't know
if
how
you're in
that'll
the
go.
area,
But
we usually shut down these Kickstarters with a party at the factory. Bring in
mhm.
some, barbecue or pizza or something, and kind of, hang out and talk with everybody and watch it count down.
Yeah. We did a stream last time where we did a bunch of interviews and stuff. It should be better this time with that because I think I remember it being kind of loud last time, wasn't it? If I
Yeah,
remember correctly.
but yeah, the factory, because of the concrete floor and the all that, it
Hmm.
echoes a lot. It's still going to be loud, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trashorama. Speaking of games, Reaper Dave, since you're a history buff, did you and Ed play any of the old Avalon Hill war games? Are you kidding me? France 1940, Panzer Blitz, Panzer Leader. Um, gosh, what else was it? Air Force. And is it the not the Age of England, Britannia. Oh yeah, gosh, we've played a ton of them.
Are
Mm.
these
I
tabletop
just got.
games or what are they?
Actually, yeah, they're the boomer version of the tape board games. They came in like a
Ah.
bookcase, and you had maps that fell out, and then you had the little cardboard counters that would represent a squad of tanks, or a squad leader was another one that we'd played, which is just a squad of men, and you actually did combat simulations, the Battle of Kursk, the Battle of Moscow, something like that, where they would allocate different um, troop size. Like, for example, if it was World War II at the end with Germany, you'd only have a smattering of stuff. And you're going to lose the battle. There's just no way. The Russians are just too much. They're coming in. But if you can hold the Russians off, that's how you get a victory. You get victory points by holding them off for so many turns. Kind
Ah,
of,
I
those kind
see.
of scenarios. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
We had a lot of fun with those. Third
yeah.
Reich,
Treasure almost
another
says
one.
Trash says that they played that at BGG Con, Board Game Geek Con.
Oh yeah,
I went this past time with Trash and his wife and Sarah.
yeah.
We went to Board Game Geek Con. So he said they have people playing it there still. So
Oh yeah.
it was pretty
Third
funny.
Reich was probably the last Avalon Hill game that we actually played, and we played that in college, which is an actual simulation of the European World War II. Europe, Africa, Russia, England, and that area. It was a lot of fun. We had a
Mhm.
lot of nights there. I just got a text. That was the um, good news. Getting changed to the 10K. We'll know today, I hope. They're trying to get instead of the custom 42,000 watt breaker fuse, whatever they're doing, they're trying to get it down into the series of 10. The county, when they were putting in the big transformer boxes out there, we were
Mhm.
talking with them, and they go, "Yeah, this is a 10,000. This is a 10,000 watt." Well, then what do we need 42,000 for if 10,000 is the only thing that's coming in? And what it's
Yeah.
there for is lightning hits a power line, it shoots an overload throughout the entire, throughout the line, and you don't want it frying out all of your stuff in your store or your house or anything else. And so you have
Mhm.
these breakers that would trip and just shut down everything before it starts melting your toaster or something.
Mhm. I see.
Oh, yeah.
Um.
Oh, I'm getting off track here. Izzy Lobo, friend of mine, played
Yeah.
double blind duel advanced squad leader. Yeah, that was some of the cool stuff. If you had enough people, is you could set up a board in between, and I would have the
Mhm.
map out, and then you would have, it's like John, you would have a map out, and there would be a
Mhm.
judge to sit there and say, okay, John, you can only see this of David's units. And Dave, you can only see this. And so you have to make decisions on where you move your units and what you attack based on just what you see. And
Yeah.
that's a whole new level of gaming right there.
Sorry,
Got them
that
choked
cough
up
came out
over
of
there.
nowhere. Oh, that cough came out of nowhere. And then the other thing I want to talk about before we get into pictures or trivia, money trivia, is the r/place. So I think Justin has that video. So while Justin plays this video, I'll talk about what it is and things like that. Justin, can you get our portraits up, or is that possible? Or I don't know if
Time
that's
lapse.
possible or not. Oh
Time
yeah,
lapse
perfect.
2022.
Yeah, yeah. So
Oh,
this was
flags.
a Reddit
Yeah.
event. So this event happens every 5 years and it happens for 4 days.
Yeah.
Um, and you have to be logged into Reddit. And what happens is every 5 minutes you can place a little pixel. And so this map is very large, and everybody's placing little individual pixels. So you can see right here in the middle of the map, you see that black void.
Yeah.
You see how it's kind of like expanding and,
Yeah.
and things are
Yeah.
being taken over. You see the Osu, that little pink bubble down there.
Oh
You'll
yeah.
see that over the
The
course.
Union Jack right next to it is now changed. And then
Yep,
the Indian flag has now changed. Oh,
yep.
something. Yeah, the green one there.
So this is a
That's
time lapse of
yeah,
the 4 days,
yeah,
and you can see what happens is a lot of subreddits will come together and they'll start planning their art. So for instance, what's a good example? I'm gonna talk about Osu. Osu is that big pink. Oh, Justin got an ad. But
Oreo.
We have an
Anyway.
ad because that's the way
That
it
is some
works.
advanced pixeling right there. Let me tell
It
you.
is,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, welcome to
Um,
YouTube, where everything's an effing ad these days.
hey, I don't have ads on YouTube. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Um,
They brought back
but you see the
India's flag.
Osu. Yeah, you see the Osu pink circle on the bottom right. Well,
Yeah.
the people in the Osu community, it's a game. So Osu is a game. So the people in that community all got together and they said, "Hey, we're going to hold this spot." And basically, whenever somebody tries to come and take them
Come in
over,
and check. Yeah.
they'll
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 go back
replace
and
it. And
replace it.
so,
Yeah.
mhm. And so the Star Wars subreddit to the left of them, you can see the big Star Wars poster.
Yeah.
They held their spot for a long time. And you can
Episode 3
see,
right there. No, episode 4 right there.
yeah, and then you can see what they call the void is the black dot and the black space in the center. There was a group
Yeah.
of people called the void that wanted to basically destroy stuff. And so they would start and they would start to like tear through. You can see it up at the top there. It's starting to move around and tear through
Yeah.
people's art.
There's Romania's
And so the
flag.
community
Yeah.
and then the communities would come together and protect
Mhm.
their art. And then here in a little bit, what you're going to see is that they're going to expand. There it is.
Oh,
They
yeah.
expanded the space. So they expanded, and then everybody started to. You can see you'll slowly start to see it kind of fill up and things like that. But the it was really fun to watch because I found it on the first day when it first started happening, and it became very what they call like warlike. It became very warlike because of all the streamers. So this was a new addition. The streamers didn't really participate back when they did it the last time in 2017.
Yeah.
This year, though, when you have 80,000 people watching you on Twitch, you have like an instant army that you can just mobilize pretty much at any moment. And so you would see these huge moments where the Spanish community would be attacking the French, and then this streamer would be attacking this streamer, and then they would form alliances and they would call each other generals, and they were like, all right, we have this alliance, and he's like, you'll be our
Yeah.
neighbors, and um,
Yeah. Yeah. And then you try
it
and
was
band
things like that.
together. Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
and so
flags, and I'm seeing just a ton of flags. There's Venezuela, Germany,
mhm,
Italy, Turkey, United States, Great Britain, Canada, Chile,
yep.
Palestine, the Philippines, Norway, Sweden. Yeah. Hell, I didn't even
And
mention them
yeah,
all.
it was very nationalistic. And you'll there was a big war towards the end about the French, because
Hmm.
the French, you'll see when they expand for the last time, French takes up a huge portion, and everybody got mad at them because they were taking up too much space.
Like the
So then
French do, you know.
everybody band together and went after the French.
I like this.
Um,
What are those called? Suspects, or what are they called in that game that we don't
Among
play?
Us,
Among Us, yeah. What are they called? Like the little
uh,
space
uh,
creatures?
I don't know what they're called.
Well,
Astronauts. But people
astronauts,
just
I
call
guess
them Among Us.
the little avatars. I like
You
how
know why he's blurred?
I know why he's blurred because they've been adding genitals to him for the last
Yeah,
I
they
don't
keep
even know.
adding a penis to it.
Yep.
That's why it's
Ah,
blurred. Um,
It's welcome to the
but you can
internet.
see is
yeah.
the art keeps changing, and community. Look, people keep attacking Osu, and Osu keeps rebuilding
Now,
itself. So it was just fun to see.
how often can you place a pixel?
So each individual person gets, you have a 5 minute timer. So
Yeah.
every, you get to place one pixel, and
One
then your
pixel
5 minute
every
timer
5
starts.
minutes. Oh, okay.
Yep.
So yeah, you
And
need
so
a
this was the time
sizable
lapse.
army there. Yeah.
Yep. And what they would do is they would say like a cool strategy that I saw was they would say if your name starts with no, everybody pick a number 1 through 9, and then he would say, all right, everybody that's a 1, I need you to start putting oranges here, and everybody that's 2, you start doing the blue around the edge, kind of a thing,
Uh-huh.
kind of directing people on what based on what number they chose. Because when you have like 50,000 people watching you on Twitch, you need to say like, everybody choose a number. All right,
Yeah.
I need 7 and 8 to work on the border. Just keep the frame strong, like hold the frame,
I
things
like
like
how
that. So
they're
kind of keep
blurring
them
that.
organized.
They're blurring that, but then down below they have an F cars right there that's been staying.
Yeah,
No one's messing with that. Yeah.
that's
Which talk about a
that's a
subreddit that I'll be honest makes no sense to me.
do you know what that subreddit is? So
It sounds to me like they
subreddit,
don't like cars.
they don't like people who like cars. So it's the people who they don't like people that like cars.
Sorry,
So Dave,
Dave.
you would not like that subreddit.
Mm.
um,
Yeah.
but
Is this the
here's the
French?
expansion. Yes,
It's
look at the
actually,
French
yeah.
section. compared
Eiffel
to
Tower, the
everything
French
else.
flag. Yeah.
Then they put Hasbullah above him.
Hasbullah.
Yeah.
How's Bala? Yeah.
Yeah, the above the French, above the Paris, that's Hasbullah. He's like what is he? He's Russian, I think. He has some
From
kind of weird genetic
yeah.
disease that he's 19 years old, but he looks like he's like 2. He's very famous, I guess, on Instagram and stuff. But look, he's gone now because French took him over. And then
No,
there's the other
no,
Star
Zeke,
Wars.
you're probably my age. What, the French section isn't a big white flag?
Oh, good.
Oh, and then
Look what they've
they
placed on top of the French flag.
yeah, they started putting a woman in a bikini, showing her butt, and then the mods deleted it, and then the French got their flag back. So this was a big war. Everybody was like
Yeah.
in Discord calls and calling each other. It was really funny because their treaties were all just Notepad, like on Paint, MS Paint.
Yeah.
So they were just on
Yeah.
Paint, and they would say like, treaty, and then they would put like an X, and people would sign their names as treaties. It was really funny. It was a fun thing to watch for 4 days.
Yeah.
It was really, really hyped. And I contributed. It was fun. It was fun to be a part of something, especially because there's so much art on here. Because this is a
Mhm.
time lapse, you really can't zoom in on it, but there's so much all the communities got
Little things
together,
going
and
on. Yeah.
yeah, and the people were mad at Italy or France because their flag was so big. Why didn't they get mad at Germany? Because if you look at Germany, it goes all the way through the middle
Hmm.
and like up and
Right there.
down.
Yeah.
And they said
And there's actually, 2 or 3 of them. Yeah.
that Germany made alliances with everybody, and everybody could paint over their flags. So you could see on the Germany flags, there's a bunch of art that's a part of the Germany flag, like on top of
Hmm.
it.
Yeah.
So they just made treaties and concessions and let everybody build on their flag to make it really big.
That's true. We should have
Um,
like got with our Twitch audience and made a Reaper logo.
yeah, we just didn't have
Yeah.
a stream by the time we found out about. I found out about it on Friday,
Yeah. Well, I
right when it was
blame
kind of
John.
starting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I blame John.
blame
Yeah.
me. And then what happens at the very end is everybody can only place white pixels at the very end. So then everything gets destroyed slowly. It looks like it looks like Thanos snapped and the whole picture just kind of fades.
Who?
But Thanos, I guess you've never seen
Hey,
He's
hey,
being funny, John.
Avengers.
yeah. I'm
Oh,
just
okay,
getting you back for the whole Star Wars movies.
got him. It got me. And yeah, and then now it won't happen again for another 5 years. So, and
Oh
it only
man,
happens
they
for
should
4 days.
make that once a year.
That's what I think, but I think it might lose its magic. Maybe I have no idea. Um,
Yeah.
but the guy who made this in 2017, his he used to be a Reddit employee, and then he left, and then you know what he made? He made Wordle. He's the same guy
Oh,
who made
okay.
the Wordle thing that
Hmm.
everybody plays. So same guy who started r/place that subreddit. I thought that was cool little thing.
Yeah.
It's a cool little moment of
Yeah.
history, internet history. It was fun.
All right.
There you
So
go.
now on to money trivia.
Money trivia.
So money trivia. Keep them entertained. Have we lost everybody yet, Justin? They're like,
Yes,
Everybody
they're
get your
all gone.
notepads
yeah,
out.
yeah. So today we're going to talk about hyperinflation. I know that there's a lot of things in the news about the inflation that the United States is going through and the world is going through with everything going on, but this is hyperinflation. Um, Basically, hyperinflation has 3 causes. The 2 big ones are what we're experiencing now, what they call demand pull, which is there's a shortage of goods, and so people start charging more, supply and demand. When they
Hmm.
start charging more, that's inflation. Another major cause of it is when the government starts either borrowing money or printing money to the point that their economy cannot handle it. And what I mean by that is think of the economy as a glass, a bottle of water, like what John's drinking there, and then a little shot glass. If you take the bottle of water and pour it in the glass, you fill up the glass, everything's fine. But if you take that same
Hmm.
bottle of water and pour it into a shot glass, it's going to overflow, i.e., the economy cannot handle how much money you're borrowing or putting into it. So, uh, the money supply is what they call is all the demand deposits, all the deposits, and all the banks in the United States. How much cash do we actually have sitting in the banks? And when that's also it's called M1 or M2 for you Wall Streeters. When you have so much money out there, interest is what you charge for the money that you're borrowing. So if you have a ton of money, banks compete with each other. Interest is low. So when interest is low and money supply is readily available, people spend more money. Um, and so also what happens is the government borrowing. Now the first thing is like, well, the United States borrows billions and billions of dollars. How come we're not? We're
Hmm.
just now doing inflation. We haven't suffered hyperinflation. And that's because the size of the economy. They call what they call the GDP, which is gross domestic product. Everything of all the goods, services, and everything produced has a monetary value. And if you put that all together, last year it was close to $23 trillion in the United States. So the United States borrowing a few hundred billion doesn't matter. However, when you start borrowing money, let's see, yes, when you start borrowing money and you don't really have the economy that can support it, you now start creating hyperinflation. Justin, first picture. This is Zimbabwe. This is actually, they have dollars, and this is 100 trillion Zimbabwe dollars. Literally, they just kept on printing money to pay off their debts. We got more debts, start printing more money, start borrowing more money, literally just printing it. And I love this because, it's 100 trillion, but you see the little stripe there. That is anti-counterfeiting. Like, someone's
Yeah.
really going to take the time to counterfeit this. But uh, so their inflation had gotten to the point that by 2009, they finally just said, enough. We're not going to print any more money. We now recognize the US dollar as the official currency in Zimbabwe. But this is before
Oh.
that time. But they just kept on borrowing or printing money. Now,
Oh.
the next one is very interesting. And it's because picture number 2, Justin. This is Venezuela. And again, it's because of the government borrowing money, printing money, and creating all these government jobs that their economy cannot absorb. It's based on the size of
Hmm.
your economy. Now, the interesting thing here is on their money. Notice it's the same thing. They just change the ink, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
to give it different, and then they change the denomination. Uh, Now, in Venezuelans' case, what they ended up doing, as the inflation kept on going to the point of that prices were doubling every 2 days, what they just basically said is that, okay, from now on, just drop 3 zeros off. So instead of it actually being 1 million, it's now 1 billion, but we don't have to reprint it or overprint these to say 1 billion. The 1 million note is now what used to be 1 billion. Um,
Oh.
and the other thing, which I forgot to mention, is that during in hyperinflation, you do not want to be caught with paper money, right? Because if
Hmm.
prices double every 2 days, what do? You just go out and spend it. You get something for your money. Well, that actually only increases more demand for products, which cause prices to go up again. So it's like
Mm.
a hurricane self-fulfilling there. Anyway, I like that. Eventually, Venezuela dropped off 9 zeros. Right now, that's where they currently sit. They just said, okay, just ignore 9 zeros and keep the money going as it is. And then the very last one, the highest denomination paper money bill ever printed in world history so far. Justin, there you go. The pengo, 100 quintillion pengo. Uh, this
Tango.
happened. This happened after the end of World War II in Hungary. What ended up happening is the Russians had occupied Eastern Europe. We had West, and of course, we figured out that Hitler and Nazi Germany rose to power in there during the whole confusion of after World War II and forcing Germany to make reparations and trashing their economy. So we're not going to ask for war reparations out of Germany. Not that their economy could handle it anyway. So, but the Russians are sitting in Hungary. Now, Hungary's economy is just also in shambles after World War II. and you've got Russian occupiers there. But the Russians came to Hungary and said, we want war reparations. You were allied with Nazi Germany, and we want war reparations. So it's like, well, okay, you got tanks here. So, Sophie, start up printing press. We need money. And so they did. They just started printing money,
Oh,
gave it to the Russians to pay the war reparations. And of course, the Russians spent it, which overextended their economy something fierce. And so it literally got to the point that I believe prices were doubling like every 2 hours or 3 hours. It was that bad. And this was the highest one,
wow.
100 quintillion. And I actually put that up there. It's 20 zeros total. If anybody's ever
Jesus.
wondering, what a quintillion looks like. And so
What is it now? Is that what it is currently?
no, no, no. The way you
Oh, okay.
you you do that is you basically say, okay, all this old money, that's we're now going to reevaluate with a new dollar or a new pingo or something else like that, and
Hmm.
exchange it, for a certain amount, and then like wipe the slate clean and start all over again. Is
Got it.
one
Got
of
it.
the
Got it.
solutions that you can do. But if you haven't solved the problem of borrowing money or printing money and all, you just recreate the whole problem again.
Yeah, you just start over.
Yeah. So that is hyperinflation. These are the three interesting ones. I mean, Germany had hyperinflation after World War One, where they would just get old bills, and it was like 100,000 Deutschmarks, and they would just print over it 100 billion. Just not even reprint new money. Just type in that. So, but
Oh,
anyway, yeah.
wow.
That's what hyperinflation will do. And we're not suffering hyperinflation. We are suffering inflation right now. So there's your
Just not
money
hyper.
trivia. It's not hyper. It's not gone off the deep end yet.
Trash says, true story, Chesick made some iridescent moonstone dice around 5 years ago. The line went out of production because the supplier sold out to the EU for the euro and drained the world supply of the iridescent pigment. He says, so now those dice sell for $200 a set.
Don't know.
Is that real?
I
He
don't
says
know.
true story, so normally when you start with that, he's not trolling. So
Hmm. Yeah. Reaper Dave, have you read Basic Economics by Thomas Sowell? No, I have not, unless I was required to in college. He said, Copperhand said it was the most important book they've ever read. So I assume that
mm.
you're an economist or something like that. But no, I have not read that. I don't
Um
understand that selling it to the European Union, though. I don't understand that. Are we going to start
uh
accepting bitcoins? No, no,
no, I don't think so.
not yet.
At least not
Anyway,
anytime soon.
no.
Yeah.
And Soba, the one of the major reasons is the government, really, United States government, hasn't really figured out what they want to do with that. Um, And so right now there is a required question when you file this year's individual income tax return. You actually have to say, did you ever own, trade, sell uh, Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency? So the government's trying to get an idea of how big it's within the economy and whatnot. But right now, no, there are no plans to accept Bitcoin. However, our webmaster has said, "Hey, just give me the word. We can make it happen."
Oh, okay. That's good to know. I misunderstood. So, the iridescent pigment, apparently it's used for the euro bills. The pigment is used in the
Oh,
printing.
oh, okay. Yeah.
Um, so it drained the world supply of iridescent pigment.
Speaking of draining
Oof.
world supplies, I got some more trivia for you.
Uh-oh.
How many people in chat remember the scry counter that had the wizard's hand, with a
Oh
stone
yeah.
mounted in it? Do you remember those? Those are
Yeah. I mean,
Swarovski
I wasn't here by
crystals.
then, but
Yeah, those were
mhm.
Swarovski crystals. And when we did the run of those, because we would run them in thousands, I think we produced 30 to 80,000 of those with the hand. Uh, we got all the Swarovski crystals we could. We drained the entire market of all those crystals
Oh.
just to produce that one. And then, of course, we sold out of it, and we're going like, "Get on the horn, get some more crystals in here. We got money to make, And they're like, "We're out." So we had to redesign the whole thing again.
Oh wow.
Yes,
I didn't
Maildrake.
know that.
Scry was back in the early days of Magic. Yeah.
And Green
I
User
think
says, I
she
think
did.
Julie sculpted that one.
Yes,
Mhm.
I think she did. Yeah. But yeah, that one stone. I mean, Swarovski makes tons and tons of crystals, real worldwide. But that one stone we'd used in that for that one, yeah, we'd sucked up the world supply that one time.
Oh wow, that's a good story. We have to remember that for when we go do our big closing, like a reminiscing show, I guess.
Oh yeah, yeah. We got to
When
do
when
that
we when we move over, I think it'll be fun. Um, let's see. Are you,
for
Justin? You
off
ready
ski
for
crystals.
pictures? Oh, it's already 3:50.
Yeah,
That's
we got a
okay.
little
We've
bit of
got
a
but,
yeah.
but we have the extended show, so
Yeah, we have nothing
Yeah,
but
yeah,
time
yeah.
actually, really, in
yeah.
this case.
All right.
So,
All right. We can just start going through some pictures that I got, and then we can
all
play
right.
some marbles.
Well, downside of the marbles thing, we do need to talk about that. The data
Uh-oh.
is shared locally. If we play marbles, it'll literally just be for fun. It won't
It'll
count
be for
towards the
fun
giveaway.
only.
Yeah, because the data doesn't transfer.
And
So
why
Yeah, it's
is
only
that?
stored
Aren't you
on.
that
our IT technician?
that's
Aren't you
that's a
supposed to?
marbles interfacing with Steam issue. For some reason, they only store the tournament data when you do a local tournament in local data. Technically, I might be able to go into the Steam folder and rip it out of the marbles with friends
Ooh,
folder.
I like it when you talk like that. Just rip it out.
Rip
Maybe.
it
I mean,
out. Rip and
I
tear.
might be able to, but I can't guarantee it. Is what I'm saying. So I'd rather say, hey, if you guys just want to play for fun, great, we can do that.
Yeah, I like
Is there a Reaper
marbles.
Air
I mean,
tonight?
even it's
There's not.
Oh, there's not. Oh,
That was last Friday, I believe.
was it last week? Okay. Yeah, I get it mixed up.
I do too, but pretty sure we had an episode last Friday.
uh no, I'm trying to yeah, we could do marbles. It just won't count for to the end of the month.
Tournament.
Now, next
And we'll,
week Justin should be in and we should be back to
Yep,
normal next week.
we'll be back to normal.
let's see. And then the last. Oh, so we have marbles the day before the party. In 1, 2, 3. In 3 weeks from now. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 weeks. 3 weeks. I feel like it's so far away.
Yes.
But yeah. Oh, yeah. So this
Picture,
is
just
the.
random picture.
Yes. Let me pull up my folder so I have it ready. But this is the 20th quarterly contest model. The 20th quarterly contest model. You trying to post for it?
Yeah,
Um,
I'm like, what wait, why is my head getting cut off? And it's like, oh, it's the picture. Okay.
oh yes. This is the Avatar of Resilience. So this is the next quarterly contest model. Let me exclamation point 19, I think. I got to go update the thing. But that link is still correct in chat. So if you want to go look at all the information for the next quarterly contest, um, they're moving back to Facebook, just because that's where they started, and that's probably where they'll stay. That's where people expect them to be. But this is the model. Chris Wolfgang, the guy who won first and second place in the last quarterly contest, chose this
Wow.
model, the Avatar of Resilience, um, as the next model. So go ahead and look at all the information in chat, the link into the chat.
Hey, Art.
And
Art
then,
of Mike Disney's here.
oh, hey, what up, Mike? Hope to see you at ReaperCon this year, buddy. Next
Maybe
picture.
maybe he'll come down for the Kickstarter ending party.
The party he was there last year, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. He came through because I think he was on his way to go teach a class. I think down south in South Tejas. This is Alex Nelson did this one, and this is everybody's been talking about Shroomy. This was the little leprechaun bard's familiar that came out last month for the March Bones USA promo. But this is Shroomy. Look how cute he is. He's not even the size of a penny. He's so small.
And speaking of that, because did you read the story how the global shortage of various elements like copper and whatnot, the price has gone up,
Hmm.
that it actually that a cent is actually worth just a little bit more than a penny now
Oh wow,
on the
perfect.
copper market and everything. Yeah. Maybe we'll get
Ding.
to
Oh,
see the aluminum penny again.
someone said ding. Let me go check. Did we
Grey
ding?
Wolf.
Let me refresh. Oh, we did ding. We
Oh,
just dinged on the Kickstarter.
and you don't have
Ring
your
a ding ding.
cowbell.
Yeah. Bing 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 bing. Let's see. What did we just unlock? We just unlocked Briarwood 2 of 5. So I'm
Do you have a
assuming Ron
picture
is
of
going
that,
to update
Justin?
that. Briarwood 2 of 5.
Let's see here, Lisa.
While Justin's looking for it, I'm sure Ron and Collins are updating the front page right now. If it hasn't been updated already, I'm looking through it to see, and I'm assuming there'll be an update as well with the things that have been updated. Ron
Okay,
also did
here
say
we
he
go.
was going to send something at around 4.
There we
So
go.
Oh,
we'll
this one.
see if he's
This one was cool. Yeah, the will-o-wisps and these clippies. How do you pronounce that?
kelpies. Kelpies.
Kelpies.
Yeah. So they're made out of like seaweed and the different fungal things
Oh,
on the bottom
cool. Yeah.
of the lakes and rivers and stuff. And they're like kind of like sirens-ish, where they kind of like lure people down and then strangle them. And that's how they like
Mm.
capture their prey. And so I really like Ron talked about these the other day on the show, and how they're designed to be the seaweed kind of forming together to make the bodies and stuff. So you can
Hmm.
see their texture on their bodies and things are it's all the seaweed kind of twisting and combining to make the bodies. So I thought that was a really cool way to do it. Um, the Willow of the Wisp, we showed the 3D turnarounds of those. Those are the, ethereal, electrical kind of trickery monsters. These are going to be cast in translucent clear. That's why they
Mm.
look like that on the renders. And yeah, all done by Christine. All 6 of those models, all done by Christine. So ding, ding, ding. Congrats.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the page to get updated to know what's next. But
I was trying to come up with something funny to say. Maybe chat can. It's like when you're describing what they do. They lure you in with their seaweed and then they drag you down to rob and kill you. And I was like, that sounds a lot. But I would get in trouble if I said that. No, no. What about no? I'll get in trouble if I say that. You never know
um,
who's watching.
I'll just wait for chat to tell me what the updates are, because we'll be talking about it later. But we want to show some pictures off first before we do some marbles as well. But congratulations on the ding, everybody.
Yeah. Thank you.
Um,
These, awesome
let's
little
see.
beauties. Yes.
Next is a Dark Elf Sorcerer from Amar. Amar did this one. Nice Dark Elf. Nice non-metallic metal on the breastplate. Cool choice of blue and purples. Kind of reminds me of that Kara art style of that comic book
Hmm.
where it's very bright and vibrant. Well, yeah. Cool potion effect. You see the potion around the waist. Nice clear bottle. Make the bottle look clear and half full of health potions. Oh, I got a text message from Cindy. Oh. Um. Sorry.
Oh,
Just she's
I just thought
messaging
of
me about
something I
work
could
stuff.
say that I wouldn't get in trouble for, which would be like when you were talking about how they lure you down and steal your money and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a girlfriend I once dated.
There you go. That's a good one. Uh, hold on. There's something on Facebook I gotta remove.
Oh,
I gotta
okay.
moderate.
Oh, the other guy, the other person is not there.
No, no, he's in chat. It's just I didn't know
Oh,
that these
okay.
were here. There was
Hmm.
2 events that somebody created in the Facebook chat that were not okay.
Oh,
So I
okay.
thought I removed them, but apparently they're still there.
Hmm.
Okay, done. Sorry, it's removed.
So anyway, this is a
Ruh-roh.
great. This is. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to distract. This is a great.
No,
Look,
you're
it's
fine.
the drow. It's a drow or a dark elf. You know.
Yep. Hmm. Yeah, the potion bottle I think is my favorite part of this. So good job, Amar. And then next
K
is
Heldros. No, no. Reaper Harley is wonderful and exquisite, and I'm very happy with her. So I can't say that. Ah,
removed now.
the
So this is Kozar.
Ukrainian. Yeah.
Removed it, but it's gone now. Yeah, this is Kobzar. This was done by Andrew R. So we're gonna see a lot of these over the next month or two. But this is just one of the renditions of it. I think I think Rhonda on Mondays is painting this little guy um, as well as everybody else. But this is Andrew's, so shout out
Yeah.
to Andrew.
First one out.
Yeah, first one I think we showed off.
Yeah.
Um, Next
Very
is
cool.
Brian Taylor Dwarf is next. Brian Taylor Dwarf. Yeah, look at that. I like these dwarfs. These are the Tom Mason dwarfs. Rumor has it that there's some more Tom Mason dwarfs in Bone 6. This was a Bones 5 Tom Mason dwarf. Love the braid and the beard. I want to do a beard braid for ReaperCon at some point. But
Yeah.
yeah, I love me some
Very
Tom
cool.
Mason
Yeah. Yeah.
dwarfs.
Good shading. I like that. Yeah. And good armor work. I mean, that literally does look like very good chainmail.
Chainmail. Yeah, it's epic. Next is
Valadar
Kara. I don't know if. Go ahead.
Valadar the Red wants to start a campaign. Can we name the Yeti champions Graz the Yeti champion?
We've already sent everything to Ron. I sent it to him this morning about naming the Yeti Graz.
Hmm?
And he said that he already had like 10 emails of people telling him to name it Graz. So
There you go. There you go.
we'll see what happens. I think your campaign is going strong. So shout out to
Reaper's
Graz.
version of that pixel map you just showed.
Yes, everybody fighting for pixels. Um, Graz Yeti champion. And then the next picture is from Kara.
Oh,
This is
nice.
Almoran the Gold. This is a very old model, if I remember correctly. Almoran the Gold. It's one of our old paladins with a flaming sword.
Very
With
nice. That's
painted
cool.
up like a traditional what you would think a paladin would look like. This kind of reminds me of like a World of Warcraft paladin with the flaming blue and the bright gold armor, things like that. Good golden here. So shout out to
Hmm.
Kara.
What you don't see is like the chaotic evil people. They always do like the
Yes.
paladins, and I always liked the chaotic evil clerics. That was my favorite.
Yeah. hmm We'll do a few more, and then we'll switch over to like Bones 6 stuff and talk about that for a little bit. Another one next, I believe, is also Kara. This is the Sione, I think, Pathfinder model, where she's kind of like floating. It's a very popular one. I'm assuming it
Justin,
froze. Oh,
there
there
you
it
go.
is.
Oh, wow.
Uh, Green Flask, pretty epic. Um, nice cherry blossoms.
I was going to
Very
say the first thing that
spring
popped out to me
inspired.
was the cherry blossoms. Yeah.
hmm So, you know, Kara's always all about this very vibrant stuff. So I just think it looks nice how it pops off the screen. But nice. This looks like a really good diorama entry, in my opinion. Nice colors, good focus, good skin tone,
Hmm.
eyes. The layout of it's really nice. So shout out to Kara. Is Coffee Nerd or your beer here? At Coffee. They are. The next one is Coffee's. This next picture is Coffee's
Uh,
picture.
Pendrake. I don't understand about 5-5. Oh, 5.5. Okay, go
Yeah,
on.
yeah. This is I would say I don't know actually I don't know if you did, but this is Coffee's. So we had a theme for the Reaper Challenge League.
Hmm.
This time around it was called the Unsneakiest Rogue. I think it was Astley the monk's idea to do like rogues and thieves and stuff that were not very stealthy. And so they painted this rogue to look like she has Snoopy and stuff on her little
And
cloak
yeah, Woodstock and yeah.
and
Uh,
bright green and blue socks.
yeah, very noticeable. Pendrake. Last I heard was that the factories were still shut down, but because of the COVID outbreak that's going through China right now. But
hmm
that was a while ago.
And then we'll do one more of coffees. We'll do one more of coffees. Actually, yeah, we'll do one
That's
more. We'll
that's
do a
pretty
few more.
awesome.
We'll do a few
Yeah, with the Woodstock and Snoopy, because I knew exactly what she was doing. So
Yeah, it looks very time consuming and tedious to do all of those. And they're all pretty consistent. You can see that the hearts are all the kind of the same shape. All the Snoopies are generally the same shape. So
it's
it's not
almost
like
like
you created a stamp and stamped it on there.
like the thief took a kid's blanket and used it as a.
Oh yeah. You're right. So that was a good fun theme to do. So shout out to Ashley for that one. That was a really good one. Um, and then another one from Coffee is next, where she has the Tide Lurker model that we have,
Mhm.
our Tide Lurker with Old Bay seasoning as a joke. So I thought that was funny, and he's like attacking the Old Bay seasoning. That was a fun one. Shout out Coffee. This one was clever. And there's a few. There's three pictures that I want to look at, Justin. They're called Derek 1, Derek 2, and Derek 3. Derek H. I know Dave has seen these on the Facebook page, but I just wanted to talk about them real quick. It should be like the next.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you saw these.
yeah, very nice.
I was
I
gonna
like
bring.
those.
I was
Yeah.
gonna bring. I was gonna bring him up on Reaper Live. For Ed. But yeah, there's this guy named Derek Henderson who's drawing different arachno types of monsters and stuff on the Facebook page.
I think I like
I think
the
Derek.
one where he's breaking the wood. Go back a couple, Justin.
I think it's the
Looks like
giant.
he's
Yeah, it's the giant.
that one. Yeah. Like, here I
Uh
need to
huh.
make another club. you know.
Yeah. My favorite's the Naga. It's the next one. It's the snake person. Uh, I like that one a lot, just because of I think it's the second one, Derek H2, because it has the snake body. So he drew the skeleton of the snake body with all the archers and stuff. Everybody's like, "Oh, the Green Griffin needs a six-armed chef. It needs an arachnos chef and all
Yeah.
that stuff." So I think it's fun. So I
Yeah.
told them to keep them coming. So I've been
Oh yeah.
collecting them. We'll show them off. But there you go. I have a lot more pictures, but uh, we can play some marbles real quick.
That's an interesting concept. The Arachno Assassin Naga. Yeah.
Yeah, the snake. Just kind of mixing everything together.
All right, let's see here. Should be working. I have to add it as a source here. Just 1 second. Marbles is successfully updated and running. So, 1 second.
Do. I'm checking the Kickstarter page to make sure I'm missing an update or anything. Oh, okay. The werebear. I saw some people talking about it in chat. Here's the update. Update number 19. We showed off the next unlock is 9:45. It'll be the Shadows of Sullenhall Part 4 of 5, and then at 9:75 we have the werebear, which is going to be added to the core set. The werebear is going to be added to the core set. But there you go. The werebear looks awesome. He's on a 2-inch base. I like how Ron started adding 2-inch base, 3-inch base on the bottom of images.
Yeah, to give you an
So
idea. Yeah.
hopefully he keeps doing that. Uh,
And Justin went silent.
No, I'm here. I'm almost
yeah.
done. Because I was also handling it at the same time. So
Are you
making
like building a track of marbles or something?
no, I was getting Ed lined up for the Bone 6 thing.
Oh,
So here
Brother
we go.
Ed.
Here we go. Okay.
Werebear and a corset.
With global, let's go with latest. We'll run 2 tracks here so that we can kind of stay roughly in the time frame we have here.
I like the quick rolling wonder, lucky rolling wonder, tube rolling wonder.
Yeah, all made by the same guy, Rolling Wonder.
Yeah, tricky rolling wonder, switch rolling wonder. Rolling wonder has done a lot of maps here for right at this moment.
Yeah,
Mr.
what about
Hunchback.
Chill Madness Sparkles.
Oh, I like that. It's got a good rating too. Yeah, let's do that.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah,
now
okay.
type your exclamation point play. Remember,
Oh,
folks, you only want to type that in once we're into a map.
and did you see
Yeah.
that NASCAR racetrack picture?
Mm.
I'm
There
in.
we go.
Justin, are you in?
Not yet, but I will
I
be.
I have to taunt you.
I'm in.
Oh, okay.
So anybody that's new, if you're here and this is your first time, do exclamation point play, and this game will generate a marble for you. And this is just a little physics-based little racing game, and we'll see whose marble is last to finish. Let me start the timer here. Samurai Jack with the books. This the
Interesting.
wizard marble.
Oh, I see. It looks like a
It's a
potion.
potion. It's a potion bottle. That's a good one.
All right. I'll go ahead and hit this start here.
Astley. Oh, you still have he has the floaty. When am I making custom Reaper maps? When I have some free time.
That's
But
kind
I
of the
got a
big.
message. I think Ron sent something. Oh, okay. He said green users are taking some pictures for us for some previews for the Bone 6 stuff. All right, chat, you have 30 seconds if you're not in yet. Remember, you only have to do it once. Once you see your marble, you're in. You know what I'm going to eat tonight? I'm going to eat pizza. Is Dave still here?
Yeah, I got out and got back in.
Oh, I see.
All right, 10 seconds.
Yeah, I'm eating pizza tonight.
Ah,
All food for me all week has been kind of bland. It hasn't really it tastes bad. Like food for me tastes bad this week.
yeah.
But today I could eat. Oh,
And they're in
speed
the
up.
toilet bowl.
Let's see who's gonna cut in front of the pack here and kind of come out at the bottom of this
Make their
of this.
play.
Let's see what
That's
we've
right.
got.
These
Oh,
remind me.
wow.
Oh, what? I wonder where all the death comes from. These remind me of those things at the malls. You remember how you used to put the quarter
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
and it would like me Doug.
Me Doug.
Oh, there's no
Down there.
side, so you might be able to fall off if you go too hard.
Maybe it's
Oh,
these little.
it's got the things that pop you out.
Is it these? Yeah, maybe it's these.
Maybe. I don't know.
Oh,
Let's look at the
it
marbles.
looks like this maybe isn't connected either.
Hmm.
Yeah, because
All
the
right,
rest
Me
of this
Doug.
looks
Doug.
pretty safe
Me
right now.
Doug. Going after. Setting the pace.
Oh, let's
Uh-oh.
see. Can he make
Got
it through?
interrupted. Cat is a dragon.
Cat is a
Everybody's
dragon.
catching up.
No.
Carrie Michael
Astley?
Cosby.
Oh,
And
maybe you might fall off the edge here. Oh,
Oh,
the
is it
bottom
moving?
rotates. Wait
is
a
it
second.
moving?
Wait a minute. Hold up. Oh, okay.
Because
There.
everybody.
Oh,
Oh, Valandar.
you have to land just right, I think. So,
You have to come
Ah,
off of the edge
correct.
just right.
too
Yeah.
much and yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
Oh, there you go.
Corky
Gal,
gal.
last one.
Come on, Corky Gal.
Last one. Oh,
Maybe. Oh,
nope.
no.
Oh.
Wrong way.
Corgi gal, you need to get on our
Oh.
Facebook and post pictures of your corgis.
Valandar, what kind of marble is that?
Interesting.
That's funny.
Wow, Valandar.
That was
Setting
a
the
quick one.
pace.
That was a quick one. Starkey
What did
Wrestler.
What did they say, Justin?
What did who say?
On
The
the side.
chat
The
bubbles.
chat.
Oh,
It's a ham with a vampire face. Yes. I didn't know if there was some pun in there. That was funny.
Oh, well,
Best
congratulations.
I ever did.
fourth.
Nice.
How would you
Who did I
pronounce
say?
that, John? The second place?
Nihilville.
Nihilville. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nihilville is what I say. Nihilville? Nihilville?
All right. We want a safer one
How would
right
you
now.
phonetically say that? So, I mean, middle,
I guess
30, 40%, 100.
Yeah, but it doesn't really matter too much of this because these points don't really count. So.
What about 7? They had one there, 7%. Oh, you say they don't count, but you haven't made the announcement yet.
Oh, okay. I don't know what the announcement is, but
Well, we're going to give away a $20 gift certificate to the top person.
Oh, okay. All right. It'll have to be for just this race because I didn't
Yeah.
record that first one. So
Oh, it didn't.
no, I have to put it into the tournament itself. I have to go to the
Oh, okay.
Advancing
Well, then it'll be for
leaderboard
this race.
local and I have to like set it up. Yeah.
You have failed me again.
I didn't know we were giving stuff away. Hey, this one's
It's
got
about
100%.
advancing adventurous air.
There
Yeah.
we go. Here we go. So this will just be a pure race.
100% pure
Well, we might have
Colombian
to do another
marble track.
marbles. Yeah. Hunch. Okay.
Hunch.
Like the intro there.
Hunch. Ooh, colorful.
This is crazy looking.
Very rainbow.
Yeah.
Oh, the lasers are holding up a heart.
Are they? Oh, they are. Yeah.
Oh, they are. Exclamation point play.
So is
Yeah,
that
did
like
everybody eat their magic mushrooms before playing this?
I was gonna say,
This course.
is that a Cthulhu? Is that a green peacock?
So is the prize for the end of this one, Dave? Is it just first place, or is we doing first, second, third?
If we do 2 races, we can do first, second, and third.
Well, if we do 2 races, this one's not recording either, because this was going to be the last race.
We'll do the winner of this one, right?
Let's just
Okay,
do the winner of this one. Yeah,
Uh,
a bonus, because no one can die in this. Well, you're not supposed to be able to.
oh, I'm gonna die. You just watch.
Let's see.
56 seconds, chat. You have time to
Look
go to
at
the
this
bathroom,
wood.
make a sandwich, get your hair cut
Yeah.
before this race starts.
Put your
Look, it's a
freshen
little
your
rocket.
makeup. Oh yeah,
Dark
nice.
Trooper.
Let's see here.
GVD.
I still like that one. The dice, the black electric dice. Yeah.
Oh, this one. Yeah, that one's cool.
No
Pro
time for
Marbles
bull.
Elite. Look at
Pro
that.
Marbles League. Dude, freestyles. He's a pro. He's a pro marbler.
Oh, there's no time for bull. No time for bull. You're supposed to email Dave at Reaper Mini about your tax question. Still haven't gotten it.
Like
Astley the
football?
monk.
Astley.
Got the little
A brown
rainbow
golf ball.
unicorn. Madman with the eye of Sauron. And
Here we
they're
go.
off through the Pachinko machine.
Plinko. Oh, Corporea's off to an early lead there. I saw. Oh. Oh, so you either go down left or right, depending on how the tube falls.
Correct.
Looks like everybody's going to be going to the right. Oh, except for green users and Hoppy Hippo.
And then the hearts come up. Yeah, they stop
and knock
the
people
hearts.
away.
Yeah. 2 paths
Nice.
to go down.
We got Kerry Michael Cosby, ETF
3
Nuts,
paths.
Jay Zuvik down the middle.
Going straight for
That
the
looks
toilet
like Jay.
bowl. The others have to roll around.
Oh, Jay and me.
Zuvik.
What up,
Uh-oh.
Jake? It's strong J names going first.
Jay Suvik, looks like you're gonna be the winner today. Unless
Hey,
John
what happens if I win the gift card?
Oh no.
Oh, I got stuck in the little grinder there.
Let's see here. Jay
Did I
Zuvik
win?
is first place. You
Oh, I
did. You're
got
second. Quindy's fourth.
Dang.
Look at that.
Mini Mommy up at the top here, next to Corporea.
Reaper Dav.
Art of Mike Disney with Big Jim, and Joshua.
Wow.
Dragon Durham. Oh, Reaper all the way in the back with T. Pugmire.
All the way in the back, of course.
Just taking duck feather, making sure everybody's gone and clear before the wall hits.
I am literally dead last.
That's right. Oh, Ashley said it's an ice cream sandwich, not a golf ball.
Wait.
Oh!
Ijala.
You were saved. You were saved,
You're right.
Justin.
We're waiting on...
Well, Ijala looks like you're just in orbit. There you go.
Oh, no.
Oh! You might be stuck here.
And...
What's it called?
There we go.
There you go. There you go.
Perpetual circle machine.
Justin, you were so
What are those
rude.
called?
You left
Infinity?
Ejala behind.
You're right, I did.
Bink, bink. And there it is.
Jay
Jay
Zuvik.
Zuvik
Hey,
is the winner.
Zuvik.
There you go, with the $20 gift certificate.
$20 gift certificate. Jake, just
What
email
episode is this?
giveaways at reaperland.com.
This is episode, let me pull it up here.
I don't have
This
it pulled up yet.
is episode 91.
91.
Oh.
Congratulations. Congratulations. And don't forget, here, I'll put the link in chat one more time for anybody that cares. The 20th quarterly contest is going on. Don't worry, I'll update the link. But the link is correct. The text is wrong.
I've got Ed in the green room here, and this is what he's doing. He's just reading books and stuff.
Oh.
He's on deck, and
he's on deck. I was just about to say
he's just
that.
reading books. I've also got his audio muted, so you guys can't hear him. Oh, here we go. What are you showing us, Ed? This chassis overhaul manual
for the Camaro. Yeah,
riveting.
1968. It is
riveting.
It is.
All right, here I'll
That's
enable
funny.
his audio so you guys can hear him. Say hello, Ed.
Hello.
Ed, there he is.
Yes,
Hello.
I am here.
Do you guys,
Alrighty.
are you gonna dip out, Dave, or are you gonna stay here?
I think Dave's gonna hang out with us. So,
Yeah, I'll hang out for a little bit. Yeah.
so I'm gonna
Ed,
switch
yeah,
us
we have
into
a little
this.
bit.
I'm gonna switch us into the starting soon here for like a 9-minute. So we'll do like a little brief, and we'll be back in about 9 minutes. We're not coming down. The stream is not getting taken
Thank you,
down
Art.
just yet. But we're taking a little bit of a break, and the timer is accurate. So we have everyone here. We will start when that timer finishes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
gotta go to the bathroom.
Never worked
Yeah.
before.
We got to use the restroom, that kind of stuff. We'll be right back. Just hang out with us, folks.
All right.
Ta-da!
And we're back, just like
Oh,
that.
and we're
We're
back.
back.
Oh,
Yep.
now we're in the Green Griffin. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Hey.
I thought there would be
Yeah.
a soundtrack when I got on.
Like a fanfare? You want a
Yeah.
T.
fanfare?
Pug, T. Pugmire. I figured, but now I'm picturing Dave blasting old black and white TV shows. No. It was Ozzy Osbourne, Osmosis. He did a song called Perry Mason. So
Ah.
I was talking to Art Mike Disney, and he was asking, since I'm wearing an Ozzy Osbourne shirt, what were my favorite Ozzy Osbourne albums? And I was telling him
Mm.
back in the day on Mill Street when I was doing graphics, what Ron does now. I would just blast Perry Mason over and over again as I'm creating the graphics.
We could hear it throughout the shop. Yes.
I'm under the table. Yes, you can't see me. I'm waiting to pounce at any moment. And so's
That's
Ed.
canon.
Ed's under the table. And
Emma?
so's John. Everybody's under the table at the Green Griffin.
Uh-huh.
Damn, they got
The
drunk
tables
under
are
the
so
table.
large.
Oh well.
Yeah, the kelpies, Ed. That seaweed that drags you down and steals your money. Kind of like one of your ex-girlfriends that you dated.
Yeah, no shit. Except, unlike the ex-girlfriend, what does seaweed need with money?
To buy more seaweed, of course.
Yeah. To lure other people in of money,
Yeah,
Yeah.
They
yeah,
see money in them.
yeah. Thank you, John. See, John's got my
You
back.
got it. Yeah, we got it. Let's see. So we're like we've already passed the 900K mark. So we just dinged right before we went on break, and we're already at 902. So things are schmoving right now. I think
Yeah,
the reveal of the
we're good on
werebear,
that. Yeah.
which Justin, I don't know if you have that graphic. I don't know if they put it in the
Ron
poll.
said
Not
before I
the
the
new
new
left,
the
one.
new one.
I do
Ron
not have
said
the
he
new
was
one.
sending a turnaround over before I left from over there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he sent the same message to me, and I think it's on its way.
I am
I don't
So
Terra
think
he's
it's here
John.
yet.
responsing us like that
Yeah,
kelpie seaweed.
yeah.
Hmm.
I was always in on the Diary of a Madman, bro, Dave. I am Terra John. Yeah. That's an awesome album. Love that.
The
Let's
werebear is
see.
great. Yeah, he is. He'll
Izzy
be added
Lobo
to the
is saying,
core set too.
oh, yeah.
Oh,
Izzy Lobo
fertilizer.
is saying that, it lures you down and creates fertilizer out of you.
That's right. So they get bigger. Yeah, it's nice that the werebear is going to be added to the core set. He's a large model. I think he is like personally, because in Bones 5 we had the zombie giant in the
Hmm.
core set. This time I think the equivalent is probably the werebear. And there's another winged the nightmare, the big nightmare horse. I think is also kind of exciting in the core set as well.
Now, I remember seeing the large skeleton giant with the broken sword last week before I
Hmm.
got sick. So, where is that in
Yes,
this?
that is
That
in
was
the
one.
part 5. That's in part 5 of Sullen Hall expansion.
Okay.
Oh, this is the part 4. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, this is part 4 that you're seeing right above Ed here, and the part 5 has the giant zombie in it, the giant skeleton.
That's my favorite I'm looking forward to. Yeah.
Did
I
y'all
meant to go
also
up
know?
to
I found out
Ron's
too.
office and find one that's maybe printed to see it in hand, but I didn't. So they got rid of
Mhm.
me before I got a chance.
Did you also know that I think to this year in 2022 is the hundredth year anniversary of the Nosferatu movie
Uh huh.
Oh,
back in
yeah.
1922, I think.
Yeah.
There was a poster that was announced today, I think, that William Dafoe is going to be playing Nosferatu. But I don't know
I
if that
think
was a troll.
the best Nosferatu movie I've seen was The Making of Nosferatu, which was circa sometime in the early 2000s when they came out with that movie. And it was a nice twist. It was a nice movie. They made it. I don't know the story behind the making of the original movie, but they made it that's what this was sort of the making of the original movie and the character and all that other stuff. You did walk away
Oh.
wondering if vampire, not vampire, what's going on, what's in the water,
Mm.
Mm.
Like maybe he really believed he was a vampire.
Yeah.
Maybe he was.
Well, there are a lot of people that do. Well, that killed a conversation.
No,
Well, I'm
sorry.
reading chat here. Shadow of the Vampire,
Yeah,
William Dafoe.
yeah. Shadow of the Vampire. So William Dafoe is playing Nosferatu for the second time. So he was
Yeah,
previously in a
Max
movie called
Crook.
Shadow
Yeah.
of the Vampire. Shadow of the Vampire.
That's what
Yeah, I
the
saw a movie poster today.
Vorvalaka reminds me of, the Nosferatu, very much.
Oh, the Vorvalaka. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then obviously Ron last night was talking about Casper von Monstein and Claudia von Monstein, about them being updated kind of poses of some older DHL models, Warlord models. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see the Nosferatu sculpt. I know some people were talking about the teeth, and I'm sure Ron is aware or what he plans to do with that. But
The teeth.
The teeth?
yeah, people were saying that Nosferatu has his buck teeth are the sharp fangs, not the
Right. Not
canines.
the incisors. Yeah, not the canines.
Yeah, but his two front teeth. That's what some people are saying. But I was like, imagination, magic, fantasy, do whatever you want.
Yeah, I'm with.
What is the
What's
first
the
unlock
first
for map
unlock
3?
of the third map? Is it just not there?
Let me go
There-
see if
there-
I'll go
Yeah.
check it.
Yeah, Ron.
The werebear. The first unlock for the third map is the werebear at 975k.
There you go.
The
Where?
werebear, adding
Where,
to the core
bear?
set.
There.
There, Bear.
So that's a great one. So if you haven't got the core set yet, or if you're on the fence, I think
Lost Boys is
the
a good movie.
werebear.
Lost Boys
What
is a good movie, but I really do like Fright Night as well.
That was another, but they're very dated, but they're all fit in that period. Yeah.
There, Castle.
Yeah.
Yes. Izzy Lobo gets it.
So what
Yeah.
what Kickstarter questions do we have? Anybody have any?
Yeah, do we have any burning ones? I know we've been answering them every day, but does anybody have any burning questions? Before anybody asks about a fire in the fireplace, I believe Ron says that there is a fire in the fireplace, just not in the graphic. So if anybody asks,
well, you could
about
have
a
waited.
fire in the
They could have
fireplace.
asked, and then you could have answered. Chibi sizes.
When I get back in the office, I can better measure it for you, but I would expect probably 2 inches tall, if I had to guess. Going off of
It's
the
what?
memory in my mind, the chibi sizes, how tall they are.
Is the
It might be an
fire
inch and a half.
Inch
I don't
and a
know.
quarter, inch and a half. It depends. I mean, the goblins are obviously shorter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go with that for now.
new
Yeah.
paint color teases or new paint colors?
I only know of the 12 that are in there right now. I know that there's probably another unlock of. I think there was another unlock, right? I'm not sure.
I saw them. The department had them ready. Everybody that was involved with it, Michelle and Bryn and everybody, and they look cool, but I honestly cannot remember the names. And there were some new twists in there.
Let's.
There's
But
the I have
the
the
Kier
unlock
expansion
there.
does not unlock. There will be disappointment abounding. There will be no disappointment abounding. Yes, Kier is going to be unlocked.
Starkey Wrestler, are Bones 5 Dragons eventually going to come to retail? Eventually. But
No.
that's why you need to get involved in the campaigns as they happen. I don't know when. We do not have, mainly the big thing is it's the freight. I just got quoted a container price of $23,000 to come from China. So at that price, and as big as those models
did Terry tell you if that was to our door? 23?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But
that's a good price, yeah.
Yeah, but the models as big as they are, you can't fit a lot of them in.
Yeah, King of Queen wants to know if the shipping will be charged later. Yes, when you get your email, and you can use any payment method you want.
Except Bitcoin.
And if you're into like chickens and stuff, Justin has room on his property for chickens. We'll trade you those.
No cryptocurrencies.
Speaking of which, here's the werebear, by the way. The lock is it's up.
Oh, there it is.
See.
Oh,
Yeah,
Big
there's
Apple, you're telling me.
He's on a
And
2-inch
I like
base.
that one. I like that one better. That looks more like a slammer. I'm going to get in your face, and you're just gone.
Yeah, I always like sword and board, so I'm down for a sword and board kind of guy.
The thing I liked about was on this one, I was looking at the facial structures there under the eyes. It has more of that cheekbone, hence the whole
Mm-hmm.
human element.
Yeah, Justin, what'd you say it looks like? You said it looks more badger. What'd you say?
I said his cheeks looked a little chipmunky. Is what I said.
Chipmunky. Yeah, he's like a feral
Chipmunky.
chipmunk.
But
Yeah.
really, what it was, what I was mistaking, and Ed said it better, was that the cheekbones made it look very, very human-esque. Like very, it's retaining more of its human features.
Because normally, as a bear face, it'd be just sort of smooth there back and all that other.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We made some changes. Otis wanted to know, didn't it originally have double axes? We made some changes. And then Curse
Yeah, we're still
13,
work in progress.
Yeah, they're all of these are still works in progress. They haven't
Mm-hmm.
been made final yet. And then Curse 13 goes, well, what about chicken-based currency?
Is it that McDonald's nugget?
Queen of Kings has a good question. It says, I know the shipping will be charged later. Can I use a different payment method for shipping, or does it have to be the same payment method used for pledging? I think it could be different, right? In the pledge manager, it could be a different payment that you pay.
Came from. Yeah, that's where you can pay with chickens from.
And I believe in our pledge manager, we have more payment options compared to Kickstarter, I believe.
What, Dave?
Yes, but someone was already asking, like, are we going to accept cryptocurrency? And I already said no. And now you're telling them they could pay with chicken coin.
That's right.
Dave, that's chicken McNuggets. Yes. What was one on there? Yes, there Terrajon, there will definitely, yes, there's another set of colors, and those colors are all new. And every Kickstarter, we do a set of existing, and that have a theme that sort of goes with it, and then a set of all new ones. There was another one, but I missed it. Let me see if I can.
There we go. I believe we're still waiting on that spoiler from Ron, I believe. I'm assuming he's gonna message Justin as soon as it happens.
Yeah, he is. Which spoiler is this? John, do you have
I don't know. He said Julie was doing some shots of a spoiler that he wanted to show off today. So green users in chat, they probably have sent it off or something, and we need to get it added to the folder so we can look at it.
Really, Dre, at the present time, there's not an option to pick it up. We haven't done that in the past because of the issue. We did it in one of the early Kickstarters, and it caused a disaster. So we can talk. A lot of people are requesting local pickup. I'm going to put it on the table and see if it can't become an option, a box you check, and then we process it differently so it doesn't get duplicated. But I'm not going to promise that. I'll tell you that now that I've said
no
it.
promises.
I'm going to timestamp this, and 2 years from now I'll be eating those words. But anyway, yeah, we'll at least look into it, definitely.
Any production updates for Bones 5.5?
Production updates, nothing yet. Let's see. Did you get any more information on production sides? No, not yet. Not yet. I sent emails off today. I usually send all of my traffic out on Friday, and that gives them, because their Mondays are anyway. It doesn't matter. And we'll see if we get any more updates. I usually don't. If they're on target, they're usually not telling us anything. They only communicate that when they're off target. So no news is good news, but then I do like to get things confirmed. Let's see. Are there any sci-fi minis in this Kickstarter? Yes, there are supposed to be. Yes, there are. There's some option sets that come up. I'm saying that like I know. I'm just telling you what I was told by John.
No. Oh, okay. I see what you're doing there. I don't like that.
Yeah, John makes most of these crucial decisions, just so everyone's aware. So if you ever don't like anything, forward all questions to John at Reaper Mini. All distaste that you have.
He got a phone call.
His internet tax?
He got a phone call.
Oh.
It's fine because, I mean, chair stream is best stream. So
there you go. Chair. Big chair.
Oh.
You know what we should do? We should just have all the people that are local that can come pick up their orders, come pick up their Kickstarter orders, and then they can help us pull everybody else's for free. How about that?
That's true. That's true.
That sounds
No,
like a
there's
fair
not any
trade.
dead sculpts in this chaos. No. I've made some requests that maybe at least I'll see some, but Ron's a tough man. He's a tough cookie. He does that whole bluff game, but in reality, man, it's hard to get him to commit to anything.
All right.
Oh, Cindy's calling me. Cindy always calls me when we're on the show.
What did I miss? What I miss? Oh, Ed,
Uh,
did you see the drawings on Facebook of the guy? I think his name is Hendrickson. Anyway, the person is drawing arachno assassins. Justin, you have
oh
those
yeah,
pictures?
Justin, you can pull those pictures.
I do. I just got a text from Ed, not Ed. Ed's right there. I got a text from Ron, by the way, and I was going to give this little PSA. He asked me to. That apparently Ramiro, his last name is Carrasco, I believe. Are you guys familiar with him?
That would be. Yeah, I think so. I know
Achilles Blade, I think is his Twitch name.
Yes, exactly. Yes, I know who he is.
Apparently,
very well.
Apparently he was just in the Reaper store to say hi to everyone because he's stopping in to grab a bunch of stuff because he's actually headed to Ukraine in a week.
Oh.
So he will not be back for a while. But he is headed to Ukraine.
Well, Godspeed.
Oh boy.
Godspeed is right. I know his background. It makes sense that he is going. But we'll say that he had to stop in and get some Reaper stuff. So Reaper stuff gets to go and be.
He is an amazing person to talk with. He really is.
He's a fantastic dude. He is a fantastic dude. So.
In fact, we owe him some paint. I needed to get a set together for him. I'll have to get working on that. But yeah.
I have to assume if Ron caught him, he probably didn't have to pay for any of the stuff he picked up. So.
Good.
Yeah. But Ron's busy behind the desk. But anyway, that aside, here is the drawing. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Sorry.
There you go. What do you think, Ed?
Oh yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I like how he's like breaking tree trunks to create his clubs.
And throwing rocks. Yeah, that's definitely that's a lot of trouble heading your way. Yeah, that's very nice.
There you go. And there's two more. So this is the arachno giant. This is the giant.
Hey.
Arachno
no,
assassin
that's a lot
Naga.
better than the sculpt. I did an archer, and I thought it sucked when it was 2. That one's cool. I like that.
Yeah. This one has a trident, a nunchuck, a club, and it's a snake. It's like half snake.
Yeah, that was the basis behind him. That's way cool.
Maybe we
could
could
contact the store on Ramiro and get it comped.
Yeah. Okay.
According to Ron, because he just texted me to correct it,
Oh.
apparently he was just saying hello or goodbye. So I actually cannot confirm that he purchased anything. So.
Oh well, still.
But he might have.
I'm
Knowing Ramiro, he probably looked or picked something up. But
Yeah, that's his de-stressor.
it is.
No, that's
it is.
that's very, very cool there.
And
Oh,
then yeah, this one. So there's I forgot the names of these. Hold on. I have it in my drive. I want to give credit. Justin, you might be able to see the names faster than me. Hold on. Nope, I got it. Derek. Derek H drew these on the Facebook page. So shout out to Derek for drawing these.
Yeah, I really like the halberd there too. That's an unusual shape. Yeah.
It's very fun.
Where were you to design this stuff back 100 years ago when we were doing them? That would have been fun.
Yeah. So shout out to Derek for drawing these. Wait, yeah, we showed these off on ReaperLand, but since you hopped onto the show, we wanted to show you as well.
Maybe Bob Adolfi's seeing them and it'll inspire him. Right, Ron?
What did I miss when I was on the phone? Something
We
about
talked
Ukraine,
about
I
the
heard.
winning lottery numbers.
Oh, sick! I can pay for my Bone 6 that way.
Yeah.
I missed it. All right, there we go.
Said there's a rumor
anything
going
else?
around that a Kraken might be in the works. Ron was teasing in the comments. Any confirmations? We've already done a Kraken. Why would we do a second? Was there something wrong with our Kraken?
I don't think so. Ron said no comment.
Well, he says
Ron
that.
has
You could
shut up.
ask him. You could ask Ron what he wants for lunch, and you'll get no comment.
First off, I don't think you can have too many Krakens. All right, let's just get that straight, okay?
I thought it was one of those unique monsters that there was only one of.
Nope. There's dozens of them. Just ask any biologist.
When I
Yeah,
meet one, I will.
Hey, have you ever seen a kraken?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I meant botanist. Ask any botanist.
Mhm.
I don't make
But
the
there we
I'm
rules here.
go.
making for a new Kraken.
I just repeat what John says. Sorry. I like this.
Stop follow. There's dozens of us. Yes. And of course, where's the Titans? No, there's no
God,
Titans.
between a Titan holding a lighthouse, smashing stuff would be cool. I feel like if we produced a Titan that had a lighthouse in its hand, would everyone be okay with that? Is that like an
Yeah,
acceptable?
2 people would buy it. Michael Collins would buy it, and Steve Skeleman would buy it. Those would
With
be
a
the only 2
beard, a
people.
Titan with a
No.
beard.
Steve Skellman wouldn't buy it. He would get Collins. He would have Collins paint him one.
He's already left, Ed, but he did buy some stuff with a credit card, and I told Jackson just to refund his credit card.
Good.
Welcome to the Bone 6 Fix, where you jump in on our work talk.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
mean
that happens.
we have to be able to seamlessly blend the two, to be honest, because there's just we have to be as fluid as possible when it
So
comes
now,
to
how do
work
we get
talking
those
other things.
arachno assassins in on this Bone 6? How do we do that?
Well, I mean,
Well, there's no
get
fan
Bob
favorite this
Adolphi-
time. So.
You get Bob Adolphi to twist Ron's arm.
Ooh, let me see if Green Users is in.
They're here.
Green
They're waiting to show
Users.
that preview. Did you get that preview,
oh,
Justin?
holy, yeah, Ron just texted it to me.
Okay.
So apparently, in all clarity here, just not that it really matters, but Ramiro told Ron he was just there to chat. But we know Ramiro; he's gonna pick stuff up because that's what he does.
Yeah.
But let's see here, assets. I think I've got this preview here. Now I want to clarify since Ron is listening. Ron, have we shown this before? Is this brand new, or is this
We're just brand new, not brand new, just
yeah,
brand new.
just brand
Or
new?
is it like brand with a D?
Well, isn't it not brand new?
Never seen before, he says.
Okay, never seen before. All right, folks. I will say this is kind of awesome. Wow, this
Only
is
kind
really
of
cool.
awesome?
Yeah, in
Just
fact,
kind of?
I like that I get to see it in the background while everyone is waiting, bated breath.
So yeah,
And
you describe it and
I'm
like,
going to
get everybody
describe it.
excited.
It's 2 things, and they are incredibly detailed, and holy hell are they cool. But I think I'll show you guys now. Don't worry.
Oh,
Oh, Mr.
Oh,
look at
Forscale. That's neat.
we needed
Sir
another one of
Scale.
those.
Yeah, Sir Scale. He's back. He's gonna be in Bones USA.
Is this from Julie?
It looks.
looks
They
Bob
look
and
like.
Julie,
Yeah, they look like
Green
Julie
Users?
sculpts to me. So
Very good.
by Julie Guthrie,
These are
sure
done by
enough.
Julie.
Yeah.
Yeah, wyverns.
So Julie's going to be doing 4-scale. Oh.
Thank you, Dave, for yeah. You're right. You know what? I should crop this picture. I wouldn't want people getting confused.
Or just
No,
put
that's
a
Nice.
neat. I
not
like the
included
fact
with
too.
an
It's
arrow.
like two dogs fighting, or I mean, they're competing over the same territory. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like it. It's like like you're in a little pit. Like they're kind of snapping at each other.
One
They're
wants
going after
pizza,
the same
the other wants
meal.
sandwich.
Sir 4-scale.
Very nice.
Do we don't know what these are in. This could be in the Denizens of the Dungeons expansion. These could be an option. They could go to the core set.
Based on their location, I feel like I know where they're going, but I don't know if Ron wants me to reveal that.
Ron says Justin knows.
He told us. He put it on you.
Well, I
And
mean,
Saturn Justice has it right. They're just chatting around the wyvern cooler.
he put it. Okay,
The
so
what?
I can say, Ron, because you put it where it would go. Okay, all right.
You can tell.
It's in the Denizens. This is the Denizens.
Denizens of the dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Denizens expansion. Nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
Dragon
these are great.
Durham's ratting us out, Dave. To Ron.
Do what? Do what, Ed?
Dragon Durham is ratting us out to Ron.
Oh, okay. I see how it is.
Yep.
Yes.
So whenever Denizens gets unlocked, you'll be able to see what's inside of Denizens. But we got to get there to get that thing unlocked. Right
It's
after the,
actually
I don't
one of
know when it
my
is, but
the Hakira and the Denizens, which are those are really, that's my two favorite ones. I've really enjoyed looking at.
hmm I like the tail. The tails on these are really
Hmm.
nice. Kind of the bladed, spiky, kind of almost stinger-ish.
Say
Um,
stinker.
Stinger.
Well, they're
stinger.
different too, in as much as that actually probably has, yeah, it's a nice take on them, very much so.
Like the brand thing again all over.
Yeah.
hmm
They're brand new and they stink. I'm sorry.
There you go. You're new to this, aren't you, Justin?
Yeah, clearly. I try to be as new as possible every time.
Yeah, I'm still a bit stuffy. I still got stuffy nose, so just a little bit. Julie says wyverns are on 2-inch bases. They're 5 inches tall and about 3.5 inch. Oh wait, 5 inches tall
They're 5 inches
and three
tall
and a half inches tall,
and 3.5 inches
and
tall. Yeah,
so they're both
okay.
5 and 3.5. So
At the same time, it's kind of like Schrodinger's wyvern.
yeah, maybe he means, I don't know what he means.
Yeah, actually, I really
One on
don't
the
know.
left is 5. One on the one on the left is 5 inches. The one on the right is 3.5. Because he's hunched. He's like hunched over.
All
There
right.
you go.
So hey, I'm being summoned. So guys, I gotta go.
All right.
But
All right.
Oh,
you
you
guys
were.
take care.
We'll be wrapping up
And
here shortly.
you take care. It's been a fun show, and we'll see you next week.
Give us a funny face when you
2-inch base.
disconnect, Dave,
Okay.
so that we freeze it for the rest of the day.
For the rest of the day, you mean the next 3 minutes?
Yeah. 3 minutes ish.
Yeah.
He hadn't done it yet.
Well,
He's still holding that as a
Wait,
test.
no, I think he did do it. I think. Hold on. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think
yeah,
he's,
yeah. He's not
unless he's
blinking.
sitting that still. If he is, then holy hell! Wow, Dave,
He
that's
might.
impressive.
So, congratulations on the ding, everybody. We got the ding at the end of ReaperLand. So you were here. You were here, Poggers, in chat for the ding. Now we got to get to the next ding, which is the Sullen Hall expansion part 4. So the Sullen Hall is almost fully complete. Once it gets to the 5th, it'll be done, be unlocked, and then after that is the ever illustrious Werebear at the beginning of map 3. So map 3 gang, we're about to join the map 3 club, special club of map 3.
The map 3 club.
And those maps, I believe, will be in the Pledge Manager for download as PDFs, just like the last maps were in the Pledge Manager for Bums 5. Let's see. While we're wrapping up here. Oh, thanks for the ReaperLand gift subs. Let me scroll up. Oh, Mike
Oh,
Disney
well,
got a
thank
sub.
you. Yeah. Darkland, yes, very much. Yeah. Oh, Reaper did it. Yeah. Ron.
Yeah, that was us. We didn't do it at the end of ReaperLand technically, so.
Yes, Coffee Nerdery Beer. He's been sent the Graz Yeti Champion thing many times, and hopefully the campaign is going strong. Maybe the campaign will work. Who knows? He's the man with the names, so he's the one to campaign to.
That's true.
Yeah. Does anybody have any last burning questions before we get out of here
Let's
for the
say,
weekend?
yeah, get your questions
I'm
in
ready
now
to
because we won't have them till
I'm ready to
Monday.
eat some pizza.
Where
Reaper
y'all
Ron
going?
got a sub.
What are you doing for your pizza?
There's a place over here called Mr. Jim's, and so we go get
Yeah.
Mr. Jim's pizza.
That's not even the best pizza. Why don't you eat at that New York style place?
Well, those places don't deliver, and and where we live, a lot of places don't deliver here. So,
Oh,
and
okay.
And
Mr.
if it's
Jim's like
so
5
great,
minutes away, so I can.
so great, Justin. What's its name?
It's like
Yeah, that
Joe's.
one
I think
place.
it's New York Joe's is what it is. I've only ever had it like twice, and it was fantastic both times. So.
Oh,
Also, I have another wyvern picture here for you guys. I'm going to describe this one as well before I finally show you.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
because it'll deceive us when we see it.
Yes.
Oh, it's
It's
another
just
angle. Yeah. See,
yeah,
look,
it's just another angle.
I like that pose on the one on the left. Because in the first picture, I was like, wow, that's an interesting pose because it's not, like stepping on something. It looks like it looks like it's taking off. It's just pushed off of the rock, using the tail as the base to kind of anchor it to the thing. And I think the knee is at the top of the other one on the other picture, like the right knee of the left wyvern. Um, Very fun. I love the tails. The tails give these wyverns a lot of personality. Um, and I'm curious. The one on the left it looks older maybe. I don't know if I'm right about that, but correct me if I'm wrong, Green Users in chat, but it's either the tails look slightly different from this angle. No? Oh, okay. Reaper said no. Okay. All right. See? That's what happens when Ron's not on the show. Nobody knows anything. So
That is true.
but they look awesome. I'm excited for Denizens.
Yes.
What's yes? Oh, EU person here.
Question. He wanted to know if the EU moves from the UK. I was just trying to sneak it in there. I didn't want to, have a discussion.
Yeah. No, you're fine. No, you're totally fine. I was stalling anyway, but I'm excited for Denizens. These look awesome. The people are saying that they'll match the bones for wyverns, which I agree. Look very like they're related in some way, but stylistically they match. I love it. The tails on these are my favorite part. They look awesome. Look amazing.
Yeah, they'd be able
really
to do
are.
a lot of damage just skimming right across the ground with that, whipping back and forth.
They're really cool.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the pose on the left one is awesome. It's very, very cool. Hell yeah. Shout out to Julie. Bob and Julie in chat. Who watch every show, by the way.
Yeah, they do.
Legends here on the Reaper Miniature Twitch channel.
That is true.
And legendary sculptors. They're legendary at everything. All right, who are we raiding, Justin?
Let's see here. Since we don't have, don't think there's any
While
questions
he's
you can ask
looking-
while I find.
Ron, do we have any aquatic creatures? That was what Mobrock was asking.
We have the giant crayfish, right? And the kelpies.
Yeah. So there's a
The
few,
giant
yeah.
crayfish that was in the.
There's
giant
obviously
crayfish
not a
was in
big expansion that we did, the depth. That won't be happening, but yeah.
Yeah, there's monsters that can go in the water. Not a lot, Ron says.
Well, that was
They-
visited
you know-
very heavily last time.
Yeah, with the boat and everything. I hope we get to see part 1 of the Denizens too. Me too. I know a lot of people were talking about Hakir because of the concept art and the Anubis. So in the update last night, there was some concept art at the very end for a sneak peek of the Hakir Lost Tombs of Hakir expansion.
Is that the
people were
girl?
going nuts over? Yes,
The girl
a lot of people were going nuts over. Very nice art from Izzy. So if you haven't checked that out, go over and check the updates from last night. But yeah.
And then Ron's been putting up talking to him. He's been putting close-ups in all of the updates, so it's a good chance to just go back through all of them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good for socials as well. So I've been sharing all the ones I can on socials. So all the renders and stuff. So those have been really nice and really nice to have. So thank you for the artist for giving us good things to show. I'll be showing the werebear later tonight, probably. Justin.
So you're gonna do pizza on a Friday night. You do anything else fun?
No. Nope. Relax.
There we go. We're gonna be rating Play in the Mud.
Play in the mud.
Play in the Mud.
Go tell him we said what's up.
Yeah, go tell them. But outside of that, I think.
Dragon Durham, we answered that. If you're asking about the EU, yes, the EU ships from the UK. Will be where
Dragon Durham. No. They asked in the pledge manager, will they need a third email?
No.
It's you just need to use the same email that you used for the Kickstarter, Bone 6. That's all you need.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you, folks, very much.
Thank y'all. I'm glad I was able to run in here and crash it.
Yes.
No, Dragon Durham. No, I was swing and a miss.
We will see you guys on Monday.
On Monday?
Yes.
That sounds like fun. I'm going to go back to reading that exciting novel that I was going through at the very beginning.
All right.
Mhm.
Thank you, folks.
Bye-bye.
Have a great rest of your night and weekend, and we will see you
Y'all
later.
do too.
Keep being
Have a
awesome.
good time. Stay safe.
See you guys.
This is a city. Some call it Denton, Texas.
We call it ReaperLand.